What's up, Big Blue Nation? How you doing? I'm your boy Bradley B-Roll Production, McKee in the building, and I've been doing each week. Former players, former Wildcat players, I should say, just catching up with them through my little Zoom meeting. And this week, I'm happy to be joined by somebody I love. The fans love the Big Blue Nation, Jonny David. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good though, man. Doing good. I'm just glad to have you on. Like you said, it's been kind of crazy going this last month with the coronavirus. Everybody's been kind of cooped up. So I guess this start off by saying, what have you been up to, man? What have you been doing to kind of pass time during this crazy, crazy time?
Yeah, well, I'm still in grad school right now, PT school. So that was a big change because we had to do all the online classes. So for the majority of it, I've been just cooped up in my house studying. So not much change there. But these next few weeks, I finally got off a little break, and I'm now at my parents' place, just chilling. And I've been working out. That's about it. Like there's not much else you really can do.
Yeah, what's your workout? You talking about been working out? What have you been doing? Push-ups, sit-ups? You got a weight room? What have you been
Yeah,
doing?
we got a little weight room here. So yeah, we got a little like bench. We can get some squats in. Got like a trap bar. Um, but yeah, I mean that's the main reason why I really wanted to come home, to be honest, because I was down. I have my place down at school. I just been running like crazy because there's like some nice trails down there on the river right down in Pittsburgh. So that's what I was doing. But it's nice getting that little lift in here now.
Yeah, a lot of people probably don't know where you were from, but yeah, you were from Pittsburgh. Your dad played at Pittsburgh, and there was a
Yep.
familiar face on the coaching staff. I think Coach Cal was there. Just
Yep.
just
Yep.
talk about that. Did your dad kind of talk about Coach Cal and his playing days?
Yeah. No. He brought him up. He has an interesting story for sure with Cal. Um, I don't know. I mean, I can get him to tell it if you want him to tell it
I don't
about
care.
the
You
about
can
the
tell
young Cal.
it. I guess I don't care. This is our Zoom meeting. We can direct it
Yeah.
if we want to.
Yeah, you hear me? We talking about your days with Cal. Yeah. You wanna? Are you able to share your story?
I got a Kentucky shirt on. Does it qualify me?
Yeah, he got a Kentucky shirt on, so he's
Oh,
good.
good. He good. I like it. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. So I was just talking to Jonny about Coach Cal, and obviously you played for him. And I think it was his first year you were as an assistant, right? And you were playing there. Just
Right.
do you have any funny stories or any memorable moments about Coach Cal when you were playing for him?
Yeah. Well, I got a couple. Coach was like 5 years older than me, so we were kind of hanging out. But I remember a couple.
Right?
I'm not getting in trouble.
All right, I'll make sure.
I remember a couple of things. One, I always remember how much he idolized Larry Brown. I mean, we'd be watching TV or watching the game, and Larry Brown have a certain type of shoe on. He'd be like, "Look at those shoes Larry got on. Look at those shoes." And Cal would get those shoes. And we went probably spent 45 minutes trying to find the pizza place Larry Brown liked up near Harvard. We played Boston College, but Cal was always a guru. I mean, he's just a nut. But I think the last game, I'll tell you this story. The last game I played at Pitt, we had lost. It was in NIT, and I was 22, so I went down to the bar, and we didn't care anymore, and we had some drinks and with my other teammates, and then they left, and then whatever, and the tab came over to me, and I signed John Calipari, room 239, and so the next day, we get on the plane, and we're on the plane, and he comes walking by, and all he did was stop and look at me. And I looked at him, and I said, "What's up?" He goes, "You have a good time last night?" And I said, "Yep." And he just kept on walking. So he kind of knew that he knew I signed his name. It was kind of his way of saying, "Hey, you're done. You're a senior. Be on your way." But always a good-hearted guy. Always a good-hearted guy. So I always tell him back in the day, like, what are you waiting for? Why aren't you looking for a head job? Why don't you get a head job? And he was one of the first guys that he was a five-star guy like I was. He was one of the first guys that started like individual instruction and trying to get guys individually better, just not roll the balls out. And he got a lot of that from the five-star camp. So that's about all I can share with you.
That's about
Yeah, I love
yeah.
it. Thank you for coming. Thank you for doing that.
No problem.
Special guest story right there.
Special guest. Hey, I feel like your dad probably has tons of stories. I'm sure you heard them all, and that's the good thing about You know, when you play a sport, you have such good stories. And I guess moving on for you, you played there at Kentucky for 4 years. You were there. Do you
Yep.
have any memorable moments or some stories you can tell that are, I guess, PG, I guess I want to say, because
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, see, it's hard. There's just so many that happen, and I don't really. It's like when I talk to some people, like I've been catching up, kind of like how you've been doing. I've been catching up with some people. We'll kind of reminisce a little bit, and there's some things you just forget about until you start talking, and then you just bring it back up, and it's like, wow, that was an incredible time. I just forgot about that. But honestly, some of my best memories were just with the guys, just like especially like my freshman and sophomore year. I was probably the closest teams that I was with, and I remember just the little things like we would stay up to like, oh yeah, we would stay up to like 4 a.m. at night. I forget, it was during the NCAA tournament. It was probably shouldn't have been staying up that late, but we'd stay up to like 4 a.m. playing just GTA in the room. I'm not gonna say which year because I'm not trying to get in trouble. But one time we left the hotel, went across the street, got like steak and shake. It was like 5 a.m. We had an off day the next day. We just won, so we had some time. But just stuff like that. It's just so memorable, like with those guys.
And I know that you didn't play a lot, but you know you were part of the team, and we know how Big Blue Nation fans are. They're crazy about every player, whether you play or not. What was your experience like, I guess, in Lexington when you were there, like on campus, going to class or they're going to get something to eat? I know the big stars get stopped every time, but what about yourself? I know you were a fan favorite as well.
Yeah, started like probably my junior, senior year was probably more when people recognized me a lot more, just because I've been there 4 years. My like freshman, sophomore year, like I would always hang out with like EJ, Marcus, Isaac Humphries, Mike Mulder. And you see those guys walking, they'd be like 7 foot. So like they'll see them. And that's almost how I was recognized if I was with them. But yeah, no, it's crazy. Just whether it's like another student I'm in a class with that would just like start talking to me about stuff and just or walking through the mall, like you would just see people. It would always be like a double stare at you, like they kind of look. Because I mean, I kind of look like everyone else. Like I'm not that big, tall guy. Like I wasn't like huge, jacked or anything like that. So like they would always kind of look and be like, it would always be like that little double glance at me, and I was like, but it was kind of nice. Like it was pretty nice.
Yeah, that's good to have that recognition. I know, it's definitely new for you, but also, flattering. But one of my favorite moments of you when you were at Kentucky, man, was the all access. That was I loved that all access, and then obviously you always make fun of me when you said I had a little tiny camera, video camera, you guys coming on off the floor. I guess the all access. Let's start with that. How did that get started, and what was the whole meaning behind you doing that?
It got started, I forget which year it was. It might have been my sophomore year. We would be on those media days, and like the ones, I mean, you've been there all the time, we'll sit there for 45 minutes. And me, I get bored really easily, so I would grab something. I remember I grabbed like one of those Gatorade gummies, and I would just start interviewing people without a camera just to mess with all the other media people.
Mm-hmm.
And people started liking that. And then it was me, TJ, your boy TJ,
yep.
and Deb Moore that we would like, those are like my people. So we went to lunch one day, and we were kind of thinking about it. And then TJ was like all for it. And Deb was like, yeah, that's all you guys want to do that. And so yeah, they just gave me a mic. I wouldn't really know what I was gonna do or say, and I think that was the beauty of it too. That was the beauty of it, is because it was just like raw material. It was just us in the locker room. Occasionally there'd be something that would happen, and then we would kind of spin off that and kind of see what people would like. And then they started taking the mic and started rapping and all that stuff. But no, it was a fun time. I wish I did it all 4 years. That's like I have very few regrets in my life, and I feel like if I did that all 4 years, I feel like that'd been pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree, man. It was entertaining. You started going, and I love how Ashton was always snatching the mic from you and do his own thing. That was the best part, you snatching. And I guess your whole 4 years you were playing there, you played with a lot of great players. Guys that went to the NBA. Had some great success overseas or whatever. They're just great people. Is there a particular player that I guess, love to watch, or was one of your favorites when you were at UK or even now in the NBA? Do you love to, you like, hey man, that's one of my all-time favorites playing with?
I mean, I love watching all the guys in the NBA. Like, I don't really. I mean, I'm from Pittsburgh. We don't really have an NBA team. So if there's a game on, if there's no Kentucky guys on, and it's not like the playoffs or something, I don't really care. Like, I just like watching any of them. To be honest, it's more interesting for me, you know. But at Kentucky, I got this question a lot. My answer, I don't think's ever changed since like my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Watching Tyler Ulis was insane. Like, just the things that he would do, the things how he would conduct himself, how he'd conduct the floor. It's just I haven't seen that in another player since, and just the way he controlled things. And still to this day, I'll tell people if he was just a little bit taller, he would easily been a lottery pick. Which is, I mean, it's things the way it is. He's still an amazing player, but the way he conducted himself and the team that was one of the most unique people I've seen go through the program. I remember there's this drill. I would be like the offensive person, and I think it was like me and EJ Florio. We would go from like end to end because we'd be the people that if they were doing defensive drills. So me and EJ, we'd always have like a competition between us as far as who could score the most, and we would just like put a little something on it and like make it interesting. But there's a drill we did with the guards. We would kind of come off a screen and then try and just like take them one-on-one. It was just kind of to stay within the cones. And then I'd be matched up with Tyler. And this is my freshman year. I'm still adjusting. This dude, like, if I tried to do a move on him, he'd pick it. Like, so I finally realized, I was like, I can't make a move on him. Like, so I was like, I just kind of went, and I was like, normally I'll try and do something, change to the left or go back to the right. I was like, I'm just going right. That's it. I can't do a move, so I know he's gonna pick it. And I remember I scored on him one time. He got pissed after, and I was like, hey man, like one out of like, it was like maybe like 15 that day. I was like, 1 out of 15, you'll be all right. Like, and I even told him after, I was like, I learned I can't do a move against you. You're like, it's too quick. He could just read things, and yeah, no, he was a special player for sure.
He was. He's amazing to watch, and hope he gets another chance, maybe play back in the NBA if he does. But I'm gonna jump back to your days before you came to Kentucky. Obviously, your dad, played for Coach Cal at Pitt, as he was assistant. What was your thought process? What schools you considered to go to before you came to Kentucky? Did you have a list of some schools you wanted to go to?
Yeah, I mean, I got some interest from probably, like, obviously every like D3 school around Pittsburgh, like pretty much every school, but I would get some interest from Ivy League schools. And then it was to the point where like they kept wanting me to like go out there, and it was probably like the summer going into my senior year when all this started really happening. And so then going into like my senior year, that's whenever I went down to Lexington go for practice and kind of just be down there, see a practice with the guys. And then we got to talking to Cal, and he kind of offered me a spot. And because he's from the Pittsburgh area, like he got connects, so they kind of like knew I wasn't just like some random player. So then after that kind of happened, I kind of stopped because I knew that was on the table. So if coaches would call me and stuff, I would just tell them about it. So a part of me, like, I always wish I kind of waited to after my senior year, which was obviously, it's my best year, to really see what the list could have been. But at the same time, it doesn't matter. I knew where I was going. Like, I wish I had that just for when people ask me that question. I had like I was able to go here and here. Mm-hmm. But like when it comes down to it, it would not have changed a single thing in my life besides being able to answer that question right there.
What are you watching on Netflix or Hulu or whatever Amazon Prime, whatever you're watching? What do you have on your playlist? What are you watching, man?
What am I watching? I started Westworld. I'm watching that a little bit. The new season came out. I haven't watched the episode Sunday. It's wild. I gotta Google the recap after. I can't. It got to the point where like I kind of knew what was going on, and it was one of those shows that just kind of just blew your mind. I was like, all right, I gotta rewatch this and do something. But other than that, obviously been watching The Last Dance. That's really good.
Oh man,
I'm excited for next week. I guess they're gonna be talking about Kobe and all that. So
do you have any Coach Cal stories? Any funny Coach Cal moments you had with him when you were at Kentucky?
I just remember the coaches in general, like they would love to hype me up in practice, like just to get under the skin of the other player. Because I remember I'm switching to a KP story now, so
That's all good.
just where it's going. But I remember there was a practice. It was my junior year, and we that year we battled like a lot of injuries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was practicing every day on the 5-on-5 drills, and of course I'm matched up with Kevin Knox, which the coaches KP would always tell me he goes I don't care, foul him, hack him, like just like get him tougher. And I was like, and I'm in my third year right now. I was like, I know exactly what you want. I got you. Like he knew I was capable of doing that, but obviously Kevin wouldn't like that. So there was times we just, the play, the 2 circle, we're coming out to the wing and all that. So they would start doing that in this part of practice. And I would just like get my fake energy going, like, let's get it, like, let's go. Like, and I would just get into him. And I remember I denied the ball like twice and like stole it, something like that. And then KP just started hyping me up like crazy and started yelling at Kevin. And as soon as this happens, I know I'm catching a bow. I'm something like he's not gonna let this happen again. So I'm just like, I forget exactly what I said to Kev. I was like, if you're gonna hit me, just make sure you hit me in the chest. Don't hit me in the face. Like, so I know because I can see the frustration build up. So like, it was all from the coaches that would just try and hype me up just to get that response from the player. Which to their credit, they knew what they're doing. It worked, but I would always be the one that would get the butt end of it. Like, it was.
Hey, but it felt good though. You got gassed up a little bit. You made your teammates better. It worked out well.
Yeah. Like the best Cal saying, it was my senior year, so it was like normally when he started like talking about a story, I'm like, okay, I've heard this like at least 5 times by now. So like, but the newest one was, I don't know where he got it, but he's like, see, everything be going great. Like all it takes is like one person, and he used the analogy of like if you have ice cream, like it's good ice cream cone, like it's great, it's delicious, like you're gonna eat it. But like if someone put a little piece of poop in the ice cream, you're not gonna eat it. And he was probably just telling everyone like, don't be that piece of poop. Like don't poop in the ice cream. And I remember like I started like laughing. I was like, that's a new one. I like that one. I like that one. I'm gonna remember that one for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. You'll find a way.
I'll wrap this up real quick. I'm gonna say, hey, Jonny, man, thank you for taking some time with me. It's always a pleasure talking with you, man. You're great there when you're at UK. I had a lot of great laughs. You were fun. I love that you would pick on me while I was there. So I want to say thank you for doing this interview with me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. It's a fun time. I didn't really think of it much as an interview. It was more just like a catching up, to be honest.
That's true. That's true. You're right. It wasn't an interview. It was just catching up, chatting.
It was a chat.